I did it. I completed the 75 hard challenge. Like and subscribe and stick around because this is the journey. Let's get this started.
Are you ready?
I was the chubby kid growing up. I was around 260 pounds at my heaviest, but had been quote unquote big boned pretty much my entire childhood. I was the kid who wouldn't take his shirt off at pool parties. At the time, I felt as though it wasn't my fault, that I had been a victim of maybe some bad genes or just wasn't built like the guys I see on TV. And I had this belief that there wasn't much I could do about it. But in the society we live in, where most of the population is obese, cheap processed food is always affordable and within arm's reach. It's not second nature to be healthy. But something in me changed when I started high school and college. I actually got a job at a gym. I became more self-disciplined and got fit and stayed that way for actually quite a while. Then a few years went by, I got married, I settled into my career and became a dad to two little crazy boys. And amidst all that, if I'm being completely honest and accountable, I got lazy and unmotivated. I lost my self-discipline, I developed bad eating and drinking habits, I became extremely sedentary compared to my old college self. I even developed a back injury that caused partial numbness and paralysis in my legs for months. That was not fun. I feel that my being out of shape and overweight contributed heavily to this injury. So I knew I needed to make a change. I needed to be an example to my two boys, and most of all, needed to be able to at least keep up with them as they grew. I tried and continuously failed, much like we all do. I tried a few exercise programs and went gung-ho on a diet and fell right back into my old ways. I would get to a point in which I wouldn't see the change in my body that I thought I should. I would slip into like a cheat day that I convinced myself that I earned, which would turn into me bashing myself mentally for allowing myself to take that cheat day, which would ultimately lead to me thinking that it just wasn't worth it, this whole cycle. So it was a vicious cycle that kept me overweight, unhealthy, and mentally pissed off at myself for not being able to achieve what my younger self was able to. I was greatly overthinking it. It was around this time that my cousin Brian posted on his Facebook that he completed a program called 75 Hard. He went into depth about what he had learned and all that he gained from completing it. I had seen him post about it before, but didn't know much about it. And after reading about his accomplishment, I became completely inspired and intrigued. I did more research on the program and found Andy Frisella's podcast. One thing that stood out to me was that they called the program a mental toughness program, not a weight loss program. It focused on exercising your self-discipline first and foremost, which in turn would make you healthier as a byproduct. This was an angle that I hadn't taken before, and it shifted my entire perspective. Instead of looking in the mirror 2 weeks after working out consistently and getting pissed off because I didn't see Arnold Schwarzenegger staring right back at me, instead this program gave me a list of tasks that I needed to prioritize and accomplish each day, no matter how busy I thought I was. That's it. Plain and simple, uncomplicated, but challenging. In addition, the self-discipline focus was something I knew I needed to strengthen in myself in more aspects in my life than just working out. So what is 75 Hard exactly? You may have heard of it. It's a program that's gone viral on TikTok and other social media outlets. It was created by a man named Andy Frisella, host of the Real AF podcast, which I strongly encourage you give a listen. He is harsh and he's in your face at times, but he's real, no BS. The program consists of a set of 7 tasks that must be completed and or adhered to every day for 75 days, hence the name 75 Hard. If one task is not finished, even if by a little bit, you must completely start over at day 1. The lists of tasks are as follows. Number 1, take a progress picture every day. Number 2, one 45-minute workout. Number 3, another 45-minute workout, but must be outside. Number 4, 10 pages of reading, a self-improvement book, not a novel or entertainment-focused book. Number 5, drink 1 gallon of water. Number 6, follow a diet of your choosing, but it can't be something stupid like ice cream diet. And number 7, no cheat meals and no alcohol. All of those must be done every day for 75 days straight. And I knew this was gonna be the kick in the pants that I needed. I could do these simple tasks if I just focused on the day at hand and prioritizing these 7 tasks and stopped overthinking and worrying about what I look like or how long it was gonna take or worrying about whether I'm doing the right workout or working out enough. The rest would fall into place. So I committed. And as of today, after over 113 hours of working out, over 750 pages read, over 75 gallons of water drank, sticking to a diet with no cheat meals, no alcohol, and even during a family Disneyland vacation, I can say that I have officially completed the 75 Hard Challenge. And it feels freaking awesome. Here's how I did it. It started with a commitment. The basis of this program is integrity. So I knew that in order to establish the habits that this program was designed to instill, I would have to be completely accountable and honest with myself. Otherwise, the program would be a complete waste. There is no half doing this program. There is no compromising. There is no trying to change it to fit your life. You change your life to fit the program. So I committed with a complete understanding of that in my mind. I think that's essential. You can't start this program thinking you're going to compromise. You have to do it. First thing in the morning, I would take a picture. At the end of this video, I will show you my before and after. For the indoor workouts, I cycled through and completed a few beach body programs. Throughout 75 Hard, I completed 10 rounds, which is by Joel, I wanted to say Olstein, by Joel Freeman, which is a high intensity interval training plus boxing and weights. Look at this, 3 weeks down. I just finished 10 rounds, week 5, day 3. It was intense, man. It was intense. One thing that I'm still trying to work out is how busy I am with this program. I completed Insanity Asylum, which is insanity with weights and more intensity. And I just started the Asylum Volume 2, which is even more intense than Volume 1. At times when we're on the road, I would just do a 45-minute yoga session, or on the rest days that were worked into the Beachbody programs, I would just pick a workout from another program and try that, because there are no rest days in 75 Hard. For the outdoor workouts, I mainly did brisk walking, sometimes jogging, sometimes I'd have to do it on my break at work. I'm at work right now on my break. I have to use my break to knock out my outdoor workout, so I'm getting a brisk walk in, get it done. It's possible. It's all about prioritization. I would make sure I didn't stop for 45 minutes straight. Andy himself says this absolutely counts, which lends it to the point that this program is scalable, so there are no excuses. The reading part was pretty simple. I just picked a self-improvement book that I owned and read it. I actually own quite a few that I never read, so it was nice to make it a priority to read them. I actually told my wife the other day that I don't think I actually read a book in its entirety since doing the nursing program years ago, which is a very sad realization that I had. For the gallon of water, I have a 1-liter thermoflask that I keep with me at all times of the day, which I don't know where it's at right now. There were days that I did forget it and had to chug quite a bit of water before bed, which sucked. So I recommend keeping it around you as much as possible if you're gonna do this challenge. I use the app MyFitnessPal, which is a calorie tracker, just to track my water. There are other water trackers out there too. I don't usually count calories on the diet I chose. I just keep in mind portion sizes and composition of meals that I eat, and I listen to my body, which brings me to the diet portion. I chose to stick with Abel James's The Wild Diet because from a health standpoint, it just makes the most sense to me. It focuses on getting quality, clean, non-processed ingredients like grass-fed, grass-finished beef, pasture-raised chicken, healthy green vegetables, and other veggies, etc. It's like eating clean or paleo, but has the appreciation for fat that keto offers. So mostly just meat and veggies, occasional fruit. The diet does normally allow for a cheat meal once a week, but in 75 Hard, there are no cheat meals or alcohol. That one was as easy as saying no, which at times was tough. But explaining that I was doing the program I was doing typically yielded understanding. I'm gonna be honest, there were days that would have been nice to have a drink when the boys were acting crazy or work was stressful or at family gatherings and celebrations, but the commitment I made to myself was far more important ultimately than having the drink. It was so funny and completely unplanned, but days before this challenge ended, literally a couple days ago, we had scheduled, by chance, a Disneyland vacation, so I had to complete these tasks while we were at Disneyland. Have you ever tried to stick to a diet while at the land of Disney with all of them treats? But it was doable. 2 words, Bengal barbecue. They were my boys. They knew me by name at the end of it. They served meat and veggie skewers. I would just request no sauce. And there was also a restaurant at the Grand California Hotel that made really healthy options like ahi tuna and salmon salad. No dressing, of course. It took some customization and planning, but it was absolutely doable. I just basically lived vicariously through my family. But you know what? It wasn't torture. Like, I had a goal and I was set on achieving it. I knew I wasn't gonna let myself down. So the results, are you ready? This is not easy for me, as in my heart, I am still the kid who doesn't like taking his shirt off at pool parties. But I hope this video helps or inspires at least one person, then this moment of vulnerability will have been worth it. So here we go. Here is my before picture. In this picture, I weigh 218.6 pounds. Now this is the heaviest I've gotten since being married to my wife. I have been heavier than this when I was in grade school and throughout most of my life, but ultimately it did not feel good. I did not feel healthy. My back always hurt. I was struggling to keep up with the boys. Being at work was a struggle. Getting up from sitting down is a struggle. I just did not feel healthy or confident in my skin. So yes, 218.6 pounds. Now after 75 hard, here is my after. In this picture, I weigh 185.8 pounds. Now I feel great, I feel accomplished, I feel confident. In doing 75 hard, I've lost a total of 32.8 pounds. And I still have many fitness goals I want to achieve, but I'm so thankful for the foundation that this program has rebuilt within me. I know that no matter what, if I focus and make it a priority and stop thinking so much, I can get it done, and that this is only the beginning. So what next? Next, after 75 hard, is a continuation of the challenge for 30 days called Phase 1. It is essentially 75 hard with the addition of 3 more tasks, 3 critical power task list tasks, a 5-minute cold shower, and 10 minutes of dedicated visualization. I plan on taking it easy today, still gonna work out and read maybe, but I think I might indulge in a good cheat meal or a beer or something and then plan to start Phase 1 tomorrow. I'll also document my results with that program as well, so stay tuned. If this brought you value or inspiration, please hit that like button. If you think it might inspire someone else, don't hesitate to share this with them. Have a question, drop it in the comments below. I would love to answer it. Are you yourself thinking about doing this program? If so, stop thinking and do it. You won't regret it. I have to give another shout out to my cousin Brian for being a huge inspiration and answering all my questions that I had and always keeping me encouraged throughout this program. If he hadn't posted his closing thoughts on the program he conquered, then I wouldn't even have known about it. So thank you for sharing your journey and inspiring me to embark on my own. He's actually out in Texas and was doing 75 hard during the snowpocalypse that they had. So literally had to do outdoor workouts in the middle of a snowstorm. That is badass. One thing I wish I would have known when I started the program, and maybe you need to hear, is to get out of your own head. Stop thinking so much and just do it. The results will come. Stay consistent. You know what you need to do. Just do it already. If I can do it, so can you. Can you hear me? I'm actually filming this in my dojo where I accomplished a lot of my indoor workouts, which is cool. Week 1 done, going into week 2. Let's get this going. Gotta say I'm down like 10 pounds, a little over 10 pounds. I feel great. It's basically habit at this point. The first 2 weeks were a little bit of a struggle. Day 64 of 75 hard, just finished my first workout of the day. It's going great. I feel amazing. I'm almost done, 2 weeks. It's kind of interesting the way the timing worked out because my final challenge will be our Disneyland vacation. If I can get through 3 days of 75 hard while at Disneyland, surrounded by churros, then I'm confident anybody can do anything. It's 5 in the morning and I'm leaving my hotel now because I gotta get my walk in before the day starts. I gotta get one of my workouts in. Oh shit. That's scary. Look at that. Stop, Liam, stop. Look at that. It's the eve of my last day. My son keeps playing the drums in here. What are you doing back there? What are you doing back there? I like that song, yeah, I do. I like that song. I just completed my final 75 hard
workout. Feels great, feels awesome. Can't believe I did it. 75 hard. Now all that's left of the day is to finish my diet and drink another liter of water.